It is a fearful thing to live in the time that we live in. And people walk around with a lot of fear. They are worried about the future. They hear rumors of war. Lots of prepping for major disasters. People feel worried that they're going to end up having to go through all kinds of terrible tribulations. And so their focus is on when will the rapture be? When will the end of the world come? When will the next earthquake strike and where? When will God's wrath come pouring upon this world? And so they spend a lot of time worrying and fearful about these things. Some people flee where they live for fear of things to come. However, that is not the way of a disciple of Jesus, because such a person doesn't need to fear about the future. He just needs to be busy about the work of the Master, Jesus Christ, so that when the Lord returns for him, he is busy about doing what Jesus wants, which is bringing other people to a saving knowledge of Jesus Christ in various means and ways. And you see, everyone who is focused on that, they don't have to fear about the coming judgments. All they want to do is to do the work of Jesus Christ and not to be fruitless, unfruitful servants. They want to do the Christian work, adding to their faith increasingly self-control, endurance, godliness, brotherly love, hope, abiding in the grace of Jesus. You see, that's what we are focused on when we follow Jesus Christ. So when he returns, he'll find us doing that, in the middle of bringing people to Jesus Christ. Jesus doesn't want us to be focused on the next disaster, the next world war, the next nuclear attack, the next great tribulation, the judgment of God upon people. He doesn't want us focused on all that, and certainly not fearful of it, because the world is under a curse, and people are under curses, and they are under God's judgment. But Jesus' mission in this life isn't to condemn them, but to save them through him. And that's why the gospel goes out to all the nations, where we focus on the gospel of Jesus Christ and the walk of a disciple. Such a walk isn't about all this fear and scared about all the current and future events that are to come. Such a walk is one that is steadfastly focused on Jesus, being faithful to his name, obeying his commandments, being found a worthy and fruitful servant upon his return, being in the grace of Jesus Christ, holding to the gospel, being a giver of the good news of hope, being just like the apostles were, reaching people for Christ. That's the way of a follower of Christ. He's not into all these movements of prepping and major disasters coming and all these things that are going to happen and the collapse. He's focused on the Great Commission because his master is Jesus, and Jesus is focused on that. You see, he pleases the Lord and makes Jesus proud. And Jesus runs this world, and he doesn't allow things to happen until the appointed time. So get serving Christ. He will hold things off as long as it takes to bring people to his name. Then, when it all falls apart, the Lord will save you. Focus on Jesus and the commission, on the gospel, the good news, the hope, the narrow way. Don't worry about all the other stuff. That's the prepping you need to be doing. Prepping in the faith.